Alrighty, friends, we're going to go ahead and get started here in the Little Aturi Forest, where usually animals are very good at camouflage. They tend to use their natural forms of camouflage out here to blend in with vegetation and things. That helps them survive out there in the wild. So sometimes animals tend to hide on us out here. We got to look by bushes, trees, things like that. Definitely going to find our first animal over there on the right. Very good. The okapi, that dark animal with zebra stripe looking legs, would look like it could be related to a zebra, but the okapi is actually related to the giraffe. It has a very similar face shape and very similar long tongue, just like a giraffe. That will help them reach into trees for leaves and things. Let's see what we can find as we go down and around towards the watering hole. It's usually a good place to find animals nearby. On our left over here, we are going to see a big guy hanging out by the wall there. That is a black rhino. See him? The way we can tell that it is a black rhino is because it'll have a very pointed upper lip. It'll point down quite a bit. And that guy can get up to about 3,000 pounds. The two horns on his heads are made of keratin, same material as our fingernails and hair. So if you ever see a rhino rubbing its horn on a tree trunk or something hard like that, it's because they kind of file it down, just like we would do with our fingernails. On the right along the fence up there, you'll see a bunch of orange animals with horns. Those are bongos. Bongos are considered the ghosts of the forest, usually very hard to find. That's cool that we found them today. Also, the tan animals up there, those are greater kudus. Now, those ones are females. They do not have horns. They stand at about 55 inches tall and can jump about 6 feet high. Now, only male greater kudus will have horns, but bongos, both male and female, have those horns. They're very heavy duty, and they'll help them not to get tangled while going through the underbrush. On the left, there's a nice black and white bird over there. That is the saddle-billed stork. Gets its name from the yellow saddle-shaped marking on its beak. It can actually stand at about 5 feet tall. You can tell the male from the female by their eye color. Males have brown eyes, females have yellow eyes. Now we are headed into the next area of the reserve already. This is the Safi River, where usually we can find animals either in or around the water. So let's see what we can find over here today. On the left, we're going to get an awesome view of a group of Nile hippos in the water there. A group of hippos like that is called a bloat. That is a bloat. They're born at about 85 pounds and they can get up to about 5,500 pounds. They are most commonly found in the water like that since they can hold their breath up to 8 minutes at a time underwater. The white birds with the webbed feet on the islands though as well, those are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name from the pink color that comes up on their backs during mating season. And their wingspans can get up to about 7 to 9 feet wide, which is just about the width of the canopy above your heads on the truck. Yeah. Up here on the left, check out those Nile crocodiles. They can get up to about 16 feet long. They can weigh about 300 to 400 pounds. And in a single meal, they can eat up to half their body weight if they choose. Now the next area of the reserve that we are heading into up ahead here will be the savanna. First, we are going to notice a really big tree here to our right, commonly found in the savanna. This is a baobab tree. It's also called the upside down tree because the top kind of looks like roots. And it'll be leafless like this up to 9 months out of the year. Once we head into the savanna, we usually can find some really cool animals out there. I already see a couple giraffes down there. So that's going to be an awesome view. We also may be able to find elephants, maybe zebras, maybe lions. Lots of cool animals live out there. Now, I can't promise that we're going to find them all today, like I mentioned in the beginning. These animals have very natural migration patterns, eating habits, sleeping habits, all that good stuff. But we are going to do our best to try to find as many animals as possible. So if you are taking any pictures or videos, you might want to keep your cameras out and ready at all times, just in case. Because I can't stop for every animal out here, and they also may not stop for me either. As we come on down here, we are definitely going to get to see a bunch of these giraffes here, a whole group of giraffes. That is called a tower, a group of giraffes, a tower. Check out some of those baby giraffes. How amazing. See those guys to the right? That one for sure following the larger one is a baby. There are a couple babies around. You can tell they are the shorter ones. But they are still the tallest animals in the world, giraffes. They are born already at about 6 feet tall, and then they can get up to about 20 feet tall. Very jagged spots on their coats. That shows us that they are all Maasai giraffes. You know, it looks like we're even going to get closer as we get way around over there, so let's keep going here for now. There are some zebras coming up on our right side. We will know that these are Hartmann's mountain zebras because they have very thick stripes on their hind quarter, no stripes on their bellies, and very small hooves to help them climb on mountains easily. If you guys see where the other zebra is coming up, see just past it, the baby zebra. Beautiful. This is a little group of zebras, and a group of zebras is called a dazzle. Very fancy, a dazzle. There's that baby on the right. You're also going to see my favorite animal in the reserve on the left in that far corner up there. Those are the African wild dogs. Blend in pretty well, but you may see them as we move along here. The African wild dogs are also called the painted dogs because it looks like on their coats they've been finger painted. They each have their own unique coat, which is how they tell each other apart. And that's how they'll grow. Coming up, we are going to see much better views of some of those giraffes, much closer views, both sides of the truck. A lot of the giraffes are eating right now. They actually eat pretty much the whole day. They eat about 20 hours a day. Then they're only going to be sleeping about 30 minutes a day. They're usually always standing too. Even when they sleep, they'll be standing usually. That's because if they were in the wild and they sat down and then had to get up quickly to run away from a predator, they wouldn't be able to get up quick enough. They have really long legs. It takes them too long to get up, so they choose not to sit down. But they will sit down a little more often in a reserve like this. They kind of know they are safe and protected here. One last peek of a giraffe pretty closely coming up on the right side. Beautiful views of these guys today. Very famous for their long necks, we know that, of course. They actually have the same amount of vertebrae in their necks as we do, same as humans. Both humans and giraffes have 7 vertebrae in their necks. Theirs are just a lot longer than ours, of course. Coming up on our right side, we'll see a couple different animals. We're going to see these gray animals to the right. That is a herd of white-bearded wildebeests. They learn how to run within about 15 minutes of being born. And about 1.5 million of them will migrate each year. On top of the hill, and one right close to us by the tall grass, little guys, those little antelopes are springboks. Those little springboks are full grown at about 3 feet tall. They get their name because when they're frightened, they will spring or leap about 6 feet high repeatedly. And they can spring forward about 13 feet forward.
What?
Let's keep going over here. Usually the farther we get, we are getting into elephant country. So let's see if we can find any elephants. It's pretty early, so good chance they'll be out for us, but it is pretty warm already. That sun is very intense, and they have very sensitive skin. So let's see if they're hiding on us. Well, for sure, doesn't look like it up here, actually. 2 African elephants we're going to see right away in here on our right side in just a moment by the watering hole, for sure. Those African elephants, they do have very sensitive skin. Like I said, they will use their trunks to throw dirt, mud, sand, even hay on their heads and backs. Works as a natural form of sunscreen. And they also flap their ears. You can see there, that's to get cool air to all the blood vessels on the back of their ears so they can circulate a cooler body temperature. On the left side, you'll also see some animals back there. Those are mandrills. The mandrill is the same kind of animal as Rafiki in The Lion King. They have those bright red and blue colors on their faces that get brighter as they get more excited. They also have little pockets on the inside of their mouths, so food for later. Now let's keep going here. I want to try to find some more elephants. They're very social animals, and we will be getting even deeper into elephant country, so let's try to find some others.
Yeah.
As we are working our way deeper into elephant country, you'll notice that we're going through these red clay pits over here. I do see elephant footprints over here, so that could be a good sign. And on the right, notice those tusk marks in the clay. That's because elephants like to eat red clay. It serves as a mineral for them, just like how we would take multivitamins for our minerals. To the left, you'll see some views of elephants as we go by. A little difficult to see them with all the hills and bushes, but they are over there. And maybe even farther, more views over there. The tusks that these elephants have, they are very strong. They're made of ivory. Sadly, elephants tend to be poached for their tusks. Now here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, we did want to try to help that issue over there with the farmers poaching elephants. Ahead, we are going to circle around on our left a group of flamingos. You'll see the little gray ones on this side of the island. Those are the babies. A group of flamingos like this is called a flamboyance. We know that these are greater flamingos because they are the largest of flamingos. They're also the lightest cultures they eat.
That's where we had lunch.
Those baby flamingos, of course, they are gray in color. Oh, I do see something coming up over here as we get a little bit more into the shade. We'll see better. Coming up on the left in the far corner up ahead, I see a couple cheetahs. You'll see one by the bushes and one a little bit farther next to the trees.
Oh yeah, look. See it?
These cheetahs are the fastest land animals in the world. They can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in only 3 seconds. Although they are very fast, they cannot run for very long. They don't have the best endurance, but they will use their long, bushy tails while running really fast to help them stay centered and balanced. They're just resting right now, but they're actually one of the only big cats in the animal kingdom. Then as we get farther, look on the left. Some lions. We'll see this rhino first on the right here. Again, it is a white rhino. They get their name from the African word vite, meaning wide, not white like it sounds. And they are larger than the black rhino. They're about double their size. Left, of course, we see those lions. A beautiful view, too. Let's get just male. We can tell that one is a male because of his mane, of course. His mane alone can weigh about 40 pounds. So he prefers the cool weather. He likes the rain. There are those females with them, too. Now, these lions are usually resting like this, about 16 to 20 hours a day. They're most active at night. That's when they do their hunting. It's usually the female lions that do most of the hunting for the pride, while the male lions stay back to protect the pride. They're also pretty vocal at night and early morning. Their roars are so powerful, they can be heard up to 5 miles away. Really glad we got to see some views of those lions. It's going to get pretty warm today. Of course, they usually will try to hide from the sun quite a bit during the daytime. So you guys got to see them this morning. That's awesome. Coming up on the left, 3 warthogs over here. Beautiful views of them facing out. They're very territorial. They try not to be bothered very much. They think that keeping their tusks out accidentally fenced in a couple bontaboks, and that saved them from extinction. Now see past the bontabok, see those eggs there? Those are not bontabok eggs, I promise you. They are ostrich eggs, although I did not see ostriches nearby today. Ostriches only lay 1 egg at a time, but they will lay them in a group together like that. Keeps them all safe and in the same place. Each of those eggs weighs about 3 pounds, which is about the same weight as 2 dozen chicken eggs. And the shell of an ostrich egg is so strong that an adult male human can stand on an ostrich egg and it will not break.